Welcome to Tower Moments and how to navigate through them. So this is where your host, Michelle Wright, I use my oracle and my tarot cards, and we dig deep into messages for you as you come on, and you can ask me within the chat, or I have also some other people who have sent me their questions, and I'm going to go through those as well today. I love to start with just a collective reading and what that means for us. And today I used the beautiful little pocket. It's Pocket Archetypes by Kim Krantz. And it is cute. And the challenge is that the book is like little teeny tiny. So as I go through it, I'm trying to just see it and look through it, but it is powerful. And the archetype that we got today was the mirror, which is really powerful, I think, and a good message for me in the sense of, and for you, because I've been talking about the cards in the tarot as a mirror. And this archetype gets us to look at the mirror can be like fire. It has its positives and it has its negatives. So we have if you're narcissistic, we have Narcissus, the god of Narcissus that fell in love with himself in the mirror. So it's where we can be. You can look in a mirror and it is a reflection. It can also be an illusion. Looking yourself in the mirror can help you, though, because you can't see parts of yourself unless you're looking in a mirror. And so it's really balancing those two pieces. It's also recognizing when we use the mirror as a tool. It's an important tool for an important piece. And then afterwards, we're not looking in the mirror. It's not about us always looking at a reflection and checking and evaluating and judging. And we disconnect from the mirror, and that's when we go deeper inside of ourselves. So that's a very important archetype to think about this week as we continue to navigate. And if you're here because you have had tower moments, then that's exactly what you need to look at. Is you want to pull some cards, you want to look at these cards as a mirror, and then go deeper within. Go within, asking deeper and deeper questions and connecting to your intuition and your inner compass. Another beautiful piece is, this week I went into a shop, as one does when you're shopping, and I had bought this beautiful Unity Oracle deck. It's made up from, it has 50 cards, and there's 93 contributors to this deck. So every card is from a different writer and artist. So some of the artists, they work with a writer, and our writers work with an artist. So it has been such a powerful, powerful deck. And I have loved it. So I will talk a bit more about it. And when I talk about mirror with this deck, what I have found in the brief amount of time is it really cuts quickly and in a positive way towards what's mirroring me on a mystical, on a spiritual level. So it's really getting me to look at my energy and connect with that. So I'm going to pull some cards here. I'm just going to pull a card and just see what comes up to help us. True virtue. Wisdom is fueled by compassion. And this to me goes hand in hand, meaning when we look in the mirror, we have to look at ourselves honestly. So that's a huge part of tower moments. It's a huge part of understanding where we are and being able to move forward. Is we have to honestly look at our challenges, honestly look at our deficits, the areas that we struggle, and do that with compassion. So it's not a berating. It's not I can't believe you're this. So it is with forgiveness, compassion, and just an honest look, because through that, you get to look at your strengths as well. And you get to look at where you can move forward in a strength based approach, how you can use those strengths to bridge, mitigate the challenges and the areas of your life where you're having those challenges. And that's what the cards can help you do. But it is through deep, deep compassion. Because if you do it and you now bring your energy down by, like I told you, this is who you are. You always do this. You always do this. That does not help you move forward. That actually spirals you further down into chaos, into fear, into anxiety. And instead, it's holding that space for yourself to recognize those shadows, those really challenging parts of ourselves that are harder to love. And they might be even reflected in the cards. They might be reflected in other people that trigger us or situations that trigger us. And now it's being honest and saying, yeah, that's my pattern. Okay. Okay. I'm going to hold myself in that and love myself in that, and now move forward in a positive way to make a difference, to make choices in my life and listen to my intuitive nudges and knowings of how to move forward. So this is our beautiful collective reading. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to pull a card for SS. SS is in a situation, a beautiful tower moment, where SS has a key employee in her business that is leaving. And it's really, really hard, because how do you move forward with that? What does that mean? And to not go into fear and look into fear. What do you do? How do you move forward? And that's the struggle. That's the real challenge. And I'm going to continue. I want to use this beautiful oracle just to see. So what is the energy we're going to start with? What is the energy that we're going to connect with for you to help you understand this? SS. Okay. Beautiful card. Possibilities. And this really speaks about connecting to the possibilities and follow the nudges of your intuition. So as I look at the rest of this, it's looking at your intuition. So when we have tower moments, it's really about tower moments are about dismantling what no longer serves us. The challenge is we don't often choose it for ourselves because we're scared. We get into fear, anxiety, and scarcity. If you don't have this person, how can you work with your business? If you don't have this person, how could there possibly be anyone else that can come in? And this is really connecting. So it is looking at how you move forward. And that's what I'm looking here at, how we move forward. And being intuitive with each hit you get to recognize, is it a yes or is it a no? Like how are you moving forward in this way? So the first thing we have is the King of Cups, and it's in reverse. So I see it as being blocked, because I look at it as being blocked, and it's being blocked because the King of Cups really has a hold on their emotions. And that means that they see things not dualistically. They see things in a whole sense. All the continuum of emotions are accepted and needed in order to have this full experience in this life. And so this is really getting you to harness and with love to take care of your emotions. Fear, anxiety, and how can this be happening to me? You have to really watch those emotions, or gaslighting yourself. Like, oh yeah, it's all going to be good. It's all going to be good. Tower moments are difficult and challenging. Be honest with yourself. This is going to be a challenge. And it's one, though, as you use the possibilities, the endless possibilities, can't see the end right now. All you have to work on is the next step. Is it to put out a post? Is it to connect with someone who's with you? So that's all you have to do, is to connect with the next moment, the next possibility. And this is doing this with embracing all of your emotions. So if you find your nervous system freaking out, I need you to take care of it. I need you just to stop, put your hand on your heart and say, you know, it makes sense. Your key person is leaving. This is hard. This is scary. And it's okay. You're going to be okay. You trust and surrender. But you do have to breathe into that. You have to take walks. You have to move your body to allow that energy to flow out for you. And we have the 10 of Swords. And this is also blocked. So the beautiful 10 of Swords is a card, not only so in this card, they show her walking away into the light. But usually the 10 of Swords is the person lying on the ground dead with their swords poking into them. And if you're coming in, I invite you just to put a comment right inside and I can do some readings for you. So the 10 of Swords is exactly that, is getting us to recognize just what I've said, the emotional aspect of the tower moment, the emotional aspect of recognize and honor the part of the 10 of Swords where you are on the ground, devastated, 10 swords within you, feeling betrayed, feeling everything you've done for this person is not being valued. You are not being valued. And so honor that and don't go into rage. Don't go into those emotions that are going to block you from your intuition. Instead, you want to move into the light. This is happening for you. Tower moments happen for us. We just don't know because it's really hard in the dismantling to trust that because your whole world is crumbling around you. So I need you to put your hand on your heart and say, it's happening for me. It's happening for me. I am moving into the light. I am going to see the possibilities. And I'm doing that by loving all parts of this and recognizing this is for me and tuning in. And how you're going to tune in is because you have the Knight of Wands. Wands is the fire, creativity. I know in our discussions, you have built this business in a different way from what it was before. And this is the last person that's with you. And so it's now allowing you to fully align with your passion and your intuition of how you want to move it forward. And that's where you're going to see the possibilities. That's where you're going to see the fire and the passion and saying, okay, yes, this is how I can move forward. This is how I can do this. And trust. Anytime in all the time that I worked, and I couldn't believe that I had an employee leave at a time where I'm like, I can't believe this. How is this ever going to work? Trust that the right person is going to come in for you and knowing how you're going to move forward. And when you feel yourself getting into the scarcity of fear, because it makes sense. And that's where you're not going to poo poo it. You're not going to gaslight your emotions. You're going to be like, okay, I need to take care of myself. Once your nervous system is regulated, then you can move into connecting with your intuition and how you're moving forward. I have Colette Baron Reid's Animal Spirit Oracle. So I'm really wondering, like, what is the energy that's going to have you tied to that passion, that creativity, that's going to help you recreate what you need? Clear out the clutter. So believe it or not, you can't get to the passion without losing this person because there is emotional clutter and tied with that. There is financial clutter tied to that. It's clutter. It needs to go in order for you to absolutely create the success in your business. And it is trusting that. and it is trusting that it's happening for you. I have Judith Orloff's surrender card. So I'm wondering, SS, what you can surrender into for yourself. What do you need to surrender at this time? So when I say surrender and trust, what are you surrendering and trusting? Surrender negative thinking. So that's what this is talking about, that negative thinking, the emotions, the swirling. You are going to be, and that's where it's not about belittling yourself and saying, oh, well, no, no, no. I'm just going to think positive and everything's going to go. No, it's recognizing that navigating these challenges in a business are real. And so taking care of yourself in small ways that support your nervous system, support who you are, and then you'll feel the reduction. So for me, I find it anger, crunchiness. That's what happens. That's that negative thinking. And then as soon as I get into those emotions, which are actually anchored into fear and anxiety, but I find power in bitterness, anger, and frustration. And so all of a sudden I'll find myself being, more negative with the people around me and with myself. And it's saying, don't do that. Don't do that. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say, thank you for sharing negative thoughts. Thank you for sharing beautiful nervous system, keeping me safe and not dying. And quickly refocus on what's going to help you move forward. Whether it's sitting with yourself and your emotions and connecting with those. So I invite you, SS, to once again look in the mirror and with compassion find the wisdom of the possibilities that are coming for you. Very, very, very powerful. Very powerful. Okay, now I have SK. So beautiful SK asked a question around retirement and not sure if it's the time to retire. Is the time now? And what if it's because there's other circumstances, other situations that are happening around the retirement for SK. And so SK is, retirement is a tower moment. It's a huge threshold to walk over. So it makes sense. Having done it, having navigated that, it is challenging. So a tower moment threshold in the sense of it dismantles everything in your life. And if you already have other areas that you're concerned about, it makes sense. So SK, I've got the Lightseer Tarot deck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for you. I'm pulling 3 tarot cards just to get us insight. I have the 4 of Swords. I have this 3 of Swords. And I have the 9 of Swords. Interesting. So this is really about your own thinking, your own communication, and what's happening. So this is happening inside of you. It's that communication with self. I am using this beautiful oracle as well. The infinite heart. You have the heart of an angel. And this is going to be very important in here for you to connect to this. Okay. So first we have the 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords, this beautiful woman is taking a break. She's literally taking a rest. So this card, SK, as we think about retirement, is that if you don't retire, and I know your question was, do I retire? Do I just take a different position because I have other things going on? And this is about taking actually a break before you make the decision. And that's the message I have. You need to actually take a break so that you aren't in either space. Actually have you going into a very neutral space in nature, and it needs to be by yourself. This is that inner work. So this idea of the mirror, and the mirror is looking at everyone else and what everyone else is doing. And that can be helpful because it can give you ideas and possibilities, but it can also send you into comparison. And the message I'm getting very strongly is this is your own journey. So no matter which threshold you want to go through, you have to really make it with curiosity, make it by knowing yourself. So taking this rest because your mind is exhausted and your body's exhausted, your soul is exhausted. I see you actually like going out into nature by yourself. So whether it's go to a cabin, go out into the mountains, into the woods, go to the ocean. I even have you like even going home. I don't know what home is going to help. I don't know if it's the river. I don't know what it is. It is this sense of who you are. So maybe it's going home to you. This resting is going home to you. Who are you? What is it you want? And it's not an idea, it's the essence of how you want to live this life and really deeply connecting in. I want to be of service. I enjoy working. I want to do something else. I worry about different things and write down the worries. And I also have writing down your journal. I need you to get it out of your throat chakra. And for me, I either do a vlog, so I'll actually videotape myself. I don't share it with anyone. I just videotape myself so that, and I don't often go back to it. But by speaking it out loud, it makes it real. It makes me allow to see my thinking and where I'm going. So I'll do that by journaling or vlogs. And this is what this is saying. You need to take a rest. You need to do like a brain dump and just put out all your fears, all your fears, all your wishes, all your dreams, everything that you're hoping. So just put it out there. The next piece is Three of Swords. So this really difficult situation that you're going through is also being clouded and connected with a moment of deep, deep loss. And that's also where you need the rest, because you need to deal with your heart. This card, she is in such anguish. And the Three of Swords is a card when we are just like, you're just crying, sobbing, and in such deep grief. And you need to take the time to heal that before you're clear in your next steps. And that's the challenge, is often we don't feel because the Knight of Swords is next. And the Knight of Swords is about movement. And so I have this two ways. I have this coming in, meaning that once you do this, once you take the rest, you heal, and you honestly and compassionately hold your heart and recognize the grief and are present with the grief, and you cry and you sob and you write. And I have ritual actions. So whether it's writing letters and then burning it and putting it in the ground, or floating it down the river, whether it's revisiting old places and just recognizing those versions of yourself and what they have been and what they've meant for you. It is really going back to this grief, this loss, and taking the time. And so the one way is sometimes you're like, no, I can't. I have to make these decisions quickly. And it's like, no, you don't. This is a clear recognition that this is your life and your timeline. Make it within your parameters. If you're not ready for a decision yet, don't fear it. Buy yourself time. so that you can get in a clear place. And that's where this heart, the infinite heart, you have the heart of an angel. And it's connected, it's recognizing that this heart of yours is broken. And you need time to heal it. You need time to process it. And until you do that, you can't go fast. And once you do that, it will be crystal clear. And then all of a sudden, the Knight of Sword energy comes in. And now it does move you forward. It moves you forward clearly because you know how to move. You know the depths of your emotion. You know your fears. You understand what you've lost and you're at peace with it. And therefore, you know what you want to bring in. And it's not, so the one way of looking at the Knight of Swords is that it's not about going fast so that you don't understand and hold your heart, because we make quick movements and just keep going so that I don't feel, so that I don't know, so that I'm not processing. And it's saying, don't do that. Don't do that. You'll continually, because this pain, this anguish is present, whether you run by it or not. But if you become present with it, take the rest, the love you deserve to take care of your heart, it will actually then the rest of your life will speed up. So this is something that you lovingly need to do for yourself. I am going to pull, this is the Magic Spirit Oracle for you. What is that energy as you do this, just to help you? And then I'm going to pull a surrender card, SK. Find those that inspire you and grow together. So do this in community. You aren't alone. There are people around you, like me, like other people who are right there with you. Reach out. Talk about the rest. Talk about the anguish. Talk about your heart. Be open, be vulnerable, bring those people you trust in, make those connections. And it might even be going to a group that is very specific to the heartbreak that you're having. So whether there is a group around you that you could use to help you process those emotions. It could even be going to an individual. So there's many different ways, but this is talking about don't do it yourself. As you rest, as you heal, don't do it yourself. We are best when we're in community. And that's why I find this oracle deck so beautiful, because I'm getting the same thing in my life. The last few years have really been doing my individual work, and this is about me coming more deeply into community and understanding that. And what you need to surrender into, SK. So let's Judith Orloff cards. What do you need to surrender? Your trust. Because it's hard to move in those sad places with rest and hold ourselves, and ask those around us to hold us. Surrender to non-action. So what do you need to do about the choices? Don't make a choice right now. Buy yourself time. You need time. You don't need an action right now. You need to heal, and you need to work within a community to do that healing. And it says, now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. That's what you need to do right now. So just keep it status quo if you're able to. Just buy yourself the time you need in order to really understand how to move forward. And wherever this resonated, wherever you had a card, an image, a thought, a phrase that I mentioned and said, and it makes you continue just like light up in your mind, in your heart, or maybe it makes you resist what I'm saying, I invite you to see that as your intuition talking to you and guiding you on your own path. Please reach out even more. I do these every Friday, so I would love to dig deeper with you. I would love to just continue to work with you. And that's the same with all of my listeners, whether you catch this replay or you want me to do a reading with you. Please subscribe so you know when it comes up and you can watch. I invite you to listen in the collective messages and in the messages that I do for the individuals because they're for you. That's exactly who they are. If you connect with this, there's a message in here for you. So listen to it. Listen to the nudges. Listen to how you're moving forward. And pulling back with the mirror, look in the mirror with compassionate honesty, and then put the mirror away and come closer and in a deeper way connected with your inner light. And as we leave each other today, I'm going to pull one Judith Orloff cards because together, what do we need to surrender into this week? What do we need to surrender? Surrender the habit of people pleasing. So when you look at the mirror and you see, I think this is what people want to hear, what people want to see, what people are looking for from me. So you're people pleasing. I want you to go inside, put down that mirror, and instead, every action you take this week, I want you to do it from a place of, this brings me joy. This is for me, for my nourishment, my success. Even doing the laundry, it's for me. It helps my house be more organized. Start choosing the things that are going to fill your bucket, that are going to fill your heart. And they're not about pleasing the people around you because you want them to see you in a particular way. And that can be hard. And that's where the compassion comes in, because we have to be compassionate with ourselves when we find ourselves in a role of people pleasing, giving up our time because we wanted that person to like us. We wanted to be accepted. Those are natural, normal feelings. It's okay. Say, you know what? That's okay. And now move forward. What's lighting you up? What's waking you up in the morning? What's keeping you up at night? Where do you need to heal? Where do you need to take a step into the infinite possibilities for your own life? Until next time, keep leading with your soul.